Hi, today we're going to go over lesson 3.5 about parallel lines and triangles. So the first we're going to start with the parallel postulate. And this is through a point, not on the line. So we're talking about this little red point. There is one and only one way that a line is parallel to a given line. So here's your given line. There's only one way to draw a line through that given point that's parallel to your given line, which is a pretty easy idea. I'm sure you guys understand that if the line was off even by 1 degree, the lines wouldn't be parallel. So there's only one way to make that line actually parallel. Next is the triangle angle sum theorem, which just says that when you have any triangle, when you add up all the angles, it always equals 180 degrees. So the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, and we're going to use this quite a bit, so make sure you just know the angles of a triangle equal 180. Now the triangle exterior angle theorem. Okay, so first of all, what's an exterior angle? So let's look at this red side. Notice how I extended it out and it formed this angle 1. So this is an exterior angle of the triangle. It's on the outside of the triangle. And it is equal to the sum of the measure of the two remote interior angles. So it's the two angles inside the triangle that are not adjacent to it. So like this angle right here, right next to angle 1, that's adjacent. So we're not talking about that angle. We're talking about angles 2 and 3. If you were to add these together, now I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but when you add these together, they equal angle 1. So actually I'm not getting ahead of myself. It's just right here. Angle 1 equals angle 2 plus angle 3. Okay, so we have to find all these different angles, and it's pretty easy. So grab a calculator, and we're just going to be subtracting a lot. Now the first figure is a triangle, so we always start with 180 degrees, and I am just going to subtract away these two angles that are provided. And actually, I highlighted on the wrong one. It's over here, this 180. I subtracted the 31 degrees and I subtracted the 66 degrees. And when you do that, you can double check me, but I hope that's 83. That's what I got when I did it. Now this next one, we go from a pretty easy one on A to a more complex one on B. Okay, now if you look, I made it into two triangles, the red and the blue. So I notice on the red one, I have the 24 degrees and the 57 degrees. So I can find angle Z pretty easily. So let's see, did I show my work for that one? Let's do it now. I have 180 degrees, and let's subtract 57 and 24. So when I do that, you should get 99 degrees. So that's angle Z. So down here, I have 99. Now, how do you get the rest of them? Now, I notice that Y and Z here together, they form a linear pair. And we know linear pair always have a sum of 180. So I took 180 minus 99, and I get 81. It's kind of hard to read, but here it's easier to read. For Y, I have 81. So now that I have those two, now again, we're looking at this blue triangle. I know two of the angle measures. I know the 81 that I just found, and I know the bottom angle is 40, and I'm going to subtract it from the total of 180. And when I do that, I get 59. So like I said, we're just doing lots of subtracting today. And usually there's the question of, can you add the 81 and the 40 and then subtract it from the 180? And of course you can. That's just another way to get the same answer. Okay, for the next one, again, we know this total. We have 3 sets of angles. We know it has a total of 180 degrees. So we're just going to write this big algebraic equation. So I want to take the first equation plus the second equation plus x and make it equal to 180. So some of this cancels out pretty nicely. I have a positive 6 and a negative 6, and those just cancel out. So I'm left with 2x, 2x, and x. So that's a total of 5x. And it still equals your total of 180. And so when you divide by 5, you get 36. Now I'm going to go back and read these directions. It says find all the missing angles. Now, technically, we found x. I did not find the missing angle. So let's go ahead and complete this problem. This top angle is just x, so it is 36. How do you find the other angles? So I'm just going to plug it in. So I'm going to go 2 times 36, which is 72, plus 6, and so that is 78. All right, on the next one, 2 times 36, which is 72, minus 6. Let's see here. That would be 66. 66. Mental math is hard, guys. Okay. 66. And now we're finished because I followed the directions. Okay, now for letter D, this 1 is your exterior angle. So let's find the 2 remote interiors, which is the 99 and the 30. Let's add those together to equal angle 1. And so 99 and 30 is just 129. Okay, so this one, you have the same idea, but now you actually know this exterior angle. So I'm going to put that out here, and let's make sure that there's a decimal there. And it's going to be equal to the sum of these 2 remote interiors. So notice I wrote 26.8 plus angle 2. Or, you could put x if you'd rather. So I'm just going to subtract the 26.8 from both sides to solve for x, and you get 21.5. Okay, F. Now, we know triangles have 180 degrees. So let's look here on the left. We, of course, see this triangle. We know 2 of the angles. And so to get angle 3, notice I took the 180 and I subtracted, that's a minus, subtracted the 72, and I subtracted the 86 to get a total of 22. Okay, now I also see vertical angles. So when you see vertical angles, you know those are congruent. There's really no work to show. You know angle 4 is 22. For angle 5, down here, again, I want to take my total of 180, and I'm subtracting this 90 and the 22, and I just happen to combine those together to get 92, and I get a total of 88. And nothing's coming up. Let's keep looking. Well, maybe that's it. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching.